Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy. So today I wanted to discuss beliefs. Like, what do you do when you don't really believe in anything? A lot of people have a hard time with accepting things based on how they are. They need to believe that something is true. Now, I'm one to have negated all the things that I thought I believed to get to the core of its truth. That's a self-discovery process, but I'm talking about the people that blindly accept the truth, and then suddenly that truth is revealed to be false. And how do they deal with that? And I think a lot of people want to believe something is true without doing their own inner work, because it's an anchor to, it's kind of like a crutch, not an anchor. It's more of a crutch to hold on to this belief that you didn't have to cultivate, understand, develop, acknowledge for yourself as a reality, so that you can really truly anchor yourself in it. So taking it as just a concept that sounds pretty good to believe, and I trust that you are telling me the truth about it, so because I trust you and you're telling me about it, then I guess I'll adopt this belief and anchor myself into it. But if you're not truly anchored in, what you are using it as is a crutch. And that crutch, when things stop making sense, when they don't add up, or when the person that told you this suddenly shows you another side that makes you question the truth of its validity, a lot of people cannot really cope with the rug being pulled from underneath them. Like, oh no, you're a liar, is shocking when you believe the person and what they say. If you believe in what someone tells you, then you fall for their lies. If you trust what you see and you trust what they do, meaning what they're showing you consistently is who they are, then when the discovery appears, you're not surprised. Nothing has been pulled up from underneath you. And these things like politics and religion and society elite and the news and, all these political conversations that you can watch online, all these debates, all these fantastical things going on in world events are really, to me, they feel like it's really just there as entertainment. It's entertainment to keep your mind moving, to keep you challenging yourself, or it's for you to discover. If you want to discover anything, it's all there to discover. Which rabbit hole do you want to dive into today? Which idea do you want to pursue? And which understanding are you interested in today? Or how can you numb yourself and pretend to have a life by just intaking information? All of those are experiences that we can deal with. And at the end of it all, the experience of your life is, what's the substance of the life that you've been given. So you're born into this reality, whether you perceive it as it sucks or it's great, you're going to do something with that life. You're going to be somebody to somebody with that life. And you're going to mean something to yourself at the minimum. So what is that supposed to be? And a lot of people get taken over or taken in by all these things that don't really matter much. They'll, disown people that they claim to love. They'll hurt people that they claim to love. They'll isolate. And if it's for your own protection, then yes, that's necessary to do so. But if you're doing it because they don't line up to what you want for them or who you think they're supposed to be, you're going to put yourself in a situation where you're at war with an individual that's sovereign. Everyone is sovereign, but not everybody wants to be. Not everybody knows they are. Not everybody, even if they knew, have the courage to walk that walk. Maybe not because they lack the courage, but because what they believe and what they are programmed to accept as truth has limited their ability to outgrow their limits, escape their confinements, move in ways that don't confine them, move in ways that, instead of trapping them further into a cage, releases them from restrictions, where they're free to choose and be exactly who they want to be, how they want to be, and align with people that are in alignment with that, so that they don't have to exist in a dualistic reality of good and bad. They don't have to live in the dualistic reality of my inner and my outer self. It'll be more like, I am who I am, and understand that. But not very many people are who they are as a foundation. It's with certain people, I am who I am because I can. And with other people, I'm not that, not because I don't want to be, but because I can't. So there's a difference in why people do what they do. Some people do things because they can get away with it with who they're doing it with, not because they can get away with it with everyone. And so that's why it's the collective awakening is so valuable, because the only work to do is every individual, as they come into a higher state of consciousness, as they elevate who they are, as they live above the restrictions that they were born into, as they grow into becoming more of who they're meant to be, that awareness is only serving the greatest good, and is only serving, the more consciously aware you are, the more value you bring to your life, the more nourishment is available for you. And that from that well can you then support those around you. But if everybody's doing that for themselves, then everybody cohesively can do that for one another without it being a power play or a power struggle or conditional in some way. So that's a message, short and brief. I was going to do a reading, but it seems too lengthy. I don't want to do that. So I'll come back soon. Take care.